everyone, what is up? I am in a chit-chatty mood today. I have just been chatting up a storm, starting with therapist to glam to videos to my podcast. You think it would be all talked out, but I got more to talk about. But I don't want to go full in yet. I really haven't done like a story time of when I was in mental hospital. Now I know a lot of people may be thinking like, why do you keep talking about this? Like, for instance, I will make light of it to my makeup artist, my friend Adam, who was there this night that all happened. Today we recreated this look that we actually did that night because that night we were supposed to go together to Jeffree Star's makeup party. He was having, I want to say it was his brush launch or something. This was February 5th of this year. So he was there with me when it all happened and we were recreating that look. I said, oh my God, let's recreate the look of the night I went to the mental hospital. And he's like, oh, you don't always have to bring that up. And I think it's just such a sensitive subject for maybe him, or maybe just because it's me and he doesn't want to see me like hurting or like reliving that or like being embarrassed by it. But for me, releasing it and making light of something helps so much. Like, to make light of something helps me relieve any sort of embarrassment or shame that I feel for that incident. I think I'm getting sick too. I keep coughing. But it was so weird. So this is a blanket that I cuddle with all the time. This is like literally, as 31, I have a safety blanket. I've never had a safety blanket like as a kid or anything. I didn't even really have like a safety animal. But this has become a safety blanket. It is so holy and ripped up. And this is the blanket that kept me oh so warm and comforted in the mental hospital. For those of you who don't know, I was 5150'd for accidental attempted suicide. I wasn't meant to, and for also saying that I wanted to die. So it was as far as traumatic experiences go, it was pretty traumatic in the sense that I felt out of my mind, and it was definitely out of my control to be strapped down. I did a whole story time about my breakup, and this all happened the night I broke up, to be strapped down on a gurney in front of someone you love and in front of his friend, and then also having to have your friend call 911. Like, it's all a lot. It's all embarrassing, like I said, but to make light or at least make jokes about it and look back and laugh at it is the best I can do. And also kind of talking about it, I feel, is very freeing. So a couple things. I was just about to wash this blanket, and I haven't washed it since I came back. Well, I washed it the day I came back, obviously. Oh my God. But I haven't washed it since. I was going to wash it, and I was just like, hang on to it because this has kind of also gotten me through. It's really weird. Like, I literally have to sleep with this blanket at night. It's so bizarre, which is kind of ironic because I couldn't really sleep in. I was there 2 nights. I was on a 72-hour hold and I was released after 48 hours. I actually have my paperwork, my discharge papers. A lot of people, it's so weird. I'm just trying not to like show anything. For some reason, people think that anyways, I don't know what to show. I feel like showing nothing. But I was admitted, is it showing anything? I don't know. I was admitted on the 6th. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not going to just show my whole papers. But anyways. So I was admitted on the 6th and I was discharged on the 8th. So 2 days, but very traumatizing days. I didn't sleep very well in there because every 15 minutes, like I said, I want to do like a full story time. But now I feel like my voice is actually going out because I keep coughing. You know, they come and check on you like every 15 minutes. With a flashlight, and we had males doing the checks, which I think, like I said, I want to do a whole story time because I think there's so much that needs to be changed, especially in those facilities that could help a lot of people. Like, honestly, I think I could have found some sort of like stability more so in there than I did post. I mean, they do, on your discharge papers, they do give you like referrals for mental health, medical follow-up, alcohol referral, safety concerns, your safety crisis plans. They go through like a discharge thing, patient notification of firearms prohibition and right to hearing. You basically can't own a gun for 5 years. Like, they have a national suicide prevention hotline, take 3 actions, just like stuff like potential drug and food interactions and all that stuff. So it's all this stuff. I found those papers, which was like so weird to me because I was like going through, I was actually looking for medical insurance stuff, and I found this and I was like, oh my God, that's so weird. Then lo and behold, I'm cleaning out, right? I'm trying to clean out. I'm trying to like move and everything. Did I just flash? Whatever, doesn't matter. I'm trying to clean out things and I found my mental hospital bag. So this is my mental hospital bag that my ex-boyfriend had brought me the next day that I was admitted, which was very kind of him. I did not deserve his kindness, that is for sure. I was thankful for it though. Both my ex, my mom and my sister all came to see me, and that was really awesome. And my ex was there the first night to bring me clothes and to visit with me, which was really nice. So this is actually kind of gross because I should actually just throw this whole thing out. I haven't even unpacked it since I've been home. Obviously the clothes I wore in there I washed. He also brought me a pillow and a pillowcase that I still sleep with at night, and he brought me this blanket from his home. I don't know if he wants it back, but also it's like the only thing I have that keeps me like calm, which is like really weird. It was like, because he brought me like some of his clothes, like some of his shirts. Actually, I should give some of these back, but I only felt close with this for some reason. It just felt so like, it felt like safe. I don't know. It just felt like really, I felt like, it sounds so weird. Oh my God, this sounds like a crazy person, but it sounds like when I would put this on, like at night when they would do the checks, I felt like they couldn't see me. Oh my God, I'm gonna go back. Someone else like calls them on me, like she's crazy. But like, it was weird. It was like, I almost reverted to like a little kid, as in the sense, because you're like basically trapped. You're basically stuck like you are as a child. You can't really like leave your parents. You can't really make money. Like you're basically stuck. So I kind of like reverted back. And as far as trauma goes, like that was pretty traumatizing. I've never had that all happen. So it's traumatizing to say the least. But like I said, we're trying to make light of it. So like a what's in my bag, we're doing a what's in my mental hospital bag. So this was the Under Armour bag. It was at my ex's house. It was actually mine, and he brought that for me. I don't know if this was a phone number on there. Oh, this is the conditions of admission. I don't know. That was just a piece of paper. So this was one of my lovely outfits, which we actually had matching ones of these. So I don't know if this was his or mine. I mean, it's literally, oh my gosh, I don't know, this is probably his shirt, but this was actually really comfortable and soft. I changed clothes a lot in there because that was kind of all you could do. I also did not shower my 48 hours in there because I was like really scared, because they also look underneath the showers, which is a good thing, but also like, I don't, like, there was a woman in there who had her son die in he killed himself in a mental hospital, and I was like in the shower. I was like, well, they would be checking on us all the time. Like, how did that happen? I don't know. It's scary. But I had changed my clothes a lot. Another black shirt, which I think this is all his. It's literally just me going through the clothes. I didn't wear this one, but I need to wash all of these. And I have to wash that blanket. It was a zip up hoodie, but I wasn't allowed to have this because of the strings. You are not allowed to wear strings. They give you like scrubs when you first come in. What did I wear? I want to say maybe I was in this. Wow, I don't even remember what I like wore. Then this was one of my favorites. This shirt's are really nice. I gotta wash it. This is from Fred Siegel. It's a bougie shirt, and I wore this, and this was my shirt. I felt really cute in it. It also showed my breasts. And there was a guy that kept pointing out that other guys were staring at my breasts, and like this other girls or women said, they keep looking at your girls' breasts. It was so uncomfortable because once again, you're kind of just stuck there. You're kind of just, this could be story time. Should I just do a full story time? Okay, this is another one that had a string, so I couldn't have that. And then these were the socks I wore because like you basically had to go barefoot. I think you could have flip-flops. I didn't have flip-flops, but I wore socks. He also brought me snacks, but I had those snacks, so So those were the contents of my mental hospital bag. Okay, so let's get into a little bit of e-story time. We might as well, we're already sitting here, and maybe we can just kind of wrap this chapter up. I also have a book coming out that I started doing the day after I got out of the mental hospital, and that'll be out hopefully in a month. I'm not fully completed on my journey of self-recovery, so maybe it'll be a month, maybe it'll be a year, but I've been working on it and condensing it because I've had a lot of ups, downs, traumas, and rock bottoms. I would say I've had my 3 most serious rock bottoms in the course of the past 6 months. Happy to say, though, that I really truly feel I'm on recovery mode. As far as being sober, it has been 2 weeks tomorrow. I have been struggling for sure, but I pray a lot. I sometimes will drink like water out of like a wine glass, so I feel like I'm drinking it, like that I'm drinking wine. And therapy has obviously been helping so much. I've been going to therapy 3 times a week. I might be cutting down to like 2. I feel like the past couple times I've gone, I'm like, I feel fine, but also like not. I wake up in the morning with like guilt. Anyways, so maybe I'll just say this story time, and obviously I've already written about my mental health, my mental stay in the book, so I feel like I can kind of put this to rest and maybe not need to bring it up all the time, because I bring it up all the time, especially in interviews, because it feels like something I need to say. It feels like something I need to get off my chest, because people are like, oh my god, like I'm gonna bring this up. So I feel like I just need to get it out and get it out there. I feel like with anything I've ever done in my past, getting it out there has been very freeing. Like having anything weigh on you is really, really tough. So that's kind of why also too, like since announcing the breakup officially online, there was some sort of closure. Like it was weighing on me that we were broken up, and that people were like speculating, and that like he couldn't fully move on online, and like I couldn't. It just like, it was weighing on me. And even though like I feel like no one really has the right to know if you're not comfortable, I think sometimes even with this, I feel like it was weighing on me. So let's just get into it, I guess. Story time at mental hospital. I went to a mental hospital. So yeah. I need to wash all these clothes. I should just throw them all out, but some of these shirts are really nice, so I will wash them. Yeah, I don't even know what I wore in, to be honest. But, it's my blanket. And I'm going to close really tight with my blanket. So I will, I don't need a link below, but I have a breakup story time video about when we broke up, and I was admitted to the hospital and all that stuff like that. So if you are curious, I guess I can link it below if it's kind of like a part 1 to this story time. Story time, I always thought I would talk about this, but I thought it would be like in a year or 2 from now. We love a fresh off the boat. So yeah, so I'll catch you up. So then I stay in the hospital overnight, I'm strapped down, blah, blah, blah. They've already decided I'm going. So the morning I wake up, my ex is now gone. He stayed the night at the emergency room with me, and he's now gone because he had other responsibilities. Obviously, that's too, as people do. You got to go on with your life. And I'm kind of stuck. My phone's about to die. I don't know if he must have charged it or plugged it in, because my phone was about to die the night before, and then now I have my phone again, but it's like about to die again. So I don't really know. Then I'm waiting around for a few hours. And then they come to take me, and I call him because I was like, oh my god, where are you? Like I don't know, I was expecting like him to come, like I don't know, like see me off. If it's the freaking Titanic, like bon voyage, like have fun in the freaking nut house. Again, I use all these terms as a way to cope with what I'm happening, because it literally, I feel like I was in the nut house. I feel like I was one flew over the cuckoo's nest. I feel like I have to tell this to everybody. I feel like if I ever date again, I have to be like, hey, how are you? My name is Trish. I'm 31, and I was 5150. Like that's how I feel now when I meet people. Like I have to just tell them. Like every therapist I've been to since, I'm like 5150. Like I don't know. And I feel like that's something you don't necessarily need to lead with, but also it's a part of my past that I feel like people need to know. Okay, caught up. So I was just like, oh no, he's not here. So I called him, and I started becoming hysterical again. At this point, I should be sober. Drugs should be out of my system, but I'm freaking hysterical. And they're about to come take me now. And I'm calling him like, where are you? I'm like yelling at him as if that's going to fix anything. I'm like yelling. I'm like, where are you? And he's, you know, at his friend's house filming or something like that. I was getting so upset. I was like, why aren't you here? I don't want to be locked away forever. And let me tell you, a 72-hour hold feels like forever. When you have to go anywhere against your free will, like, it sucks. Like, you're not escaping. Like, it seriously is scary. It's so scary. Like, I know it maybe doesn't seem that way, but it's freaking scary, let me tell you. I didn't even know where I was going or anything, so I'm calling on the phone and crying hysterically. I am now uncontrollable, so now they need to put me in restraints. again. I'm on the phone with him, and I'm like, oh my God, they're restraining me. I'm like, once again, feeling like an animal because I was restrained the night before. I'm being restrained again. I feel like freaking Hannibal Lecter. He's getting kind of frustrated with me. My ex, obviously, okay, like we've already gone through this, like, I've already put him through enough trauma, so it's like, obviously he's getting annoyed, and I'm being carted away. I'm like crying, I'm like sobbing, because I just don't know where I'm going or anything. I remember the whole ambulance, oh my God, the whole ambulance ride there, I'm on the phone with him, like I'm like upset, I'm like yelling, but he's still talking to me, so, what's so crazy is I have it like on my chest, right, because I'm restrained. So the phone sometimes would slide off, and the paramedic, or I don't know if it was a paramedic or whoever my assistant was in the little cart thing with me, would keep like putting it back up on my chest so I could like finagle with it or whatever. And I don't know if they were supposed to. I don't know if I was technically supposed to be on the phone, but I mean, and I was going through it, but I was able to talk, and I just kind of felt like whatever. So then you get there, and I'm like wheeled in to the mental hospital. I have no idea where I'm at. It was a good hour drive from LA. I have no idea where I'm at. I'm wheeled into the lobby, and I see people in their scrubs, like literally in, like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, like literally in those like smocks. And I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, Trish, like literally I'm thinking, what did I get myself into? It's like, oh no. So I'm waiting for like a half hour, and they finally check me in. Now, check in right away. You have to take off all your clothes and change into scrubs. You know, you surrender all your clothes, your phone. They're like, you can turn your phone off. They're like, here, write down any numbers you need. So I write down my ex-boyfriend's number, my mom's number, and that's it, I think. Yeah, that was it. So that's the piece of paper that I carry with me. I'm also carrying with me this note that my ex wrote to me in the hospital. Really sweet note. So those are the only two things I have with me. I carry those with me. Those are my things. So I check in with like the person, like the admissions person. It's not the doctor yet. The doctor, I come to realize, has already been in that day. I'm like, oh, shoot. So I have to wait the next day to see the doctor for the first time, which is annoying. Let me tell you, that first night was super rough. I got in about 3:30. Visiting hours were 6:30 to like 6 to 7:30 or something like that. And those were so rough. I had already missed classes that whole day, so I kind of was just like, you literally just walk around. So the mental hospital I was in was really, really small. There was like a lobby area with like, you know, the desk and the admissions and the medicines and everything like that, and the phone up in the front desk. And then there was like a seating area for maybe like 10 people. And then there was like an eating disorder wing that way. And then like this way it snaked, so it was kind of like a S. And then this way was the nut house. So I was in the nut house, and I think the eating disorder people, I don't know if they stayed there or they just came in. I don't know, because they weren't like, I don't think they stayed there. I think they just came in. So, and then you had like the doors, but then everything else, there was like no windows basically. I'm trying to think if there was windows in the room. I don't think there were. It was really dark. I don't think there were windows. If there were, I think there was like shades on them. Anyways, and then, so there was like maybe like 5 rooms, and then like 8 people in a room or something like that. 6 people maybe. And each room had its own bathroom, but again, there's no doors, there's no privacy, and it's co-ed, which was like so scary. I was like, I feel like unstable people, like unstable women should not be with unstable men, and like vice versa. Like, I think that's not good. Some people are in their right mind, some people aren't. Not to judge. We're all there for a reason. Obviously, something happened that we got there, but some people are more loose than others mentally. So I was like, okay. And there's co-ed staff, which I also think is just really like all around puts you on edge already. So yeah, the first night I'm like just wandering. You just kind of walk down the hallway. You sit in the lobby where like the doors are where people come through. This isn't the front doors, but it's the front doors to the mental institution. There's like 3 other buildings, and there's like a main building, but like you're the front door, that even if you were to escape out the front door when someone else were to come in, like you're still not escaping. There's still like 5,000 other doors. It's like Alcatraz. Like you're not going to get out. And then there's like a little like rec room where there's like TV and like weird games and stuff. And that's where you have like your classes. So anyways, the first night I'm waiting like 3 hours just to, I can't use the phone. I don't have like the phone privileges. I get 1 call. It's literally like prison. You get 1 call. There's also pay phones. I don't know. But you get 1 call at the front desk. And right away the front desk lady, like within the couple hours, was like, I'm not going to treat you any differently because you're a celebrity. Like, okay. She's like, people here know who you are, but I don't. and I don't care. I was like, okay. Also, there was another young girl in there who recognized me right away, and I felt really uncomfortable because it's my first day in there. I'm feeling still kind of maybe a little bit high, but also like, what am I doing here? And I'm just really scared and on edge. And this one girl comes up and tells me she's a fan. And I should have been more compassionate and like maybe bonded with that person. Instead, I got really on edge and I like told the front desk person. And then that front desk person was like, nothing we can do about it. And I was like, I just feel like kind of uncomfortable. Blah, blah. Anyways, what could they do about it? It wasn't uncomfortable. It was fine. I was just like on edge. I was like, oh my God. And then I started freaking out that someone was going to find out I was in there. Anyways, sorry to that girl. Like, I really wish I could have been her friend. Her parents came in and like visited her at night. So sorry. Hopefully you can understand the situation that I was in and that we were all in. So yeah, so I make one phone call. It's to my ex-boyfriend, and I just ask him if he can come bring me clothes and pillow and a blanket, because the ones they give you are basically nothing. There's no blanket. You're just gonna freeze to death because it was really, really cold in there. So he agrees to come, and I'm kind of pacing back and forth until he comes, and then he comes, and all the level 2 people, so there's level 1 and level 2, all the level 2 people get to go to the cafeteria for dinner, and I'm still level 1 because it's my first night, so I don't know what that means. You get like this like crappy meal or whatever, but my ex brings me snacks, and I'm very excited about that, so I eat my little snacks, and he brings me a bag of stuff, and we just talk, and I felt I was still very combative. I think this is where I went wrong a lot in my relationship. I was very combative when all I needed was love, and I should have shown love to get love, but I don't know why I thought like yelling at him would be like, you're gonna love me if I scream at you. I guess there was just so much frustration, and he was more or less someone to take it out on, because he took it and took it and took it until he couldn't anymore. So love a pusher. But anyways, so yeah, so he came and stayed with me for the hour and a half until he had to leave, and he's like, this is crazy, this feels like a movie, this looks like you're in a movie, like this is so crazy that you're in here. And then I just like, yeah. And then I was still trying to make light of it. He gave me a lot of hugs, and it was really nice. So he gave me my snacks and left about 7:30, and now it's like 8 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just try and go to bed at this point, where I realize soon that I won't be able to sleep. I have someone hacking in my room, like deadly sick, and then just also like the people coming in to check was just like really, really weird, and also people pacing in the hallways was so creepy, and I was at the very, very end of the hallway, so like why people were like pacing back and forth from my room that weren't even in my room was, I don't know, it freaked me out. So I definitely couldn't sleep. I definitely didn't even want to pee. I was just like scared of everything. So I was up most of the night, and I was rereading this letter he wrote me, and it made me so happy. And even if he didn't mean what he said, or maybe he meant it, or maybe he was trying to cheer me up, it definitely cheered me up. It was something that like you have hope, you know what I mean? Like there's hope in your hand, like physical hope. So I have this blanket, and I'm like putting it over, and I'm like pretending like this used to be on his bed, so I used to pretend, you know, so I was like pretending like I'm back in like a safe space or something. Anyways, didn't really calm me, but it did at least get me through. The next day I got woken up at like probably like 5 a.m. They wake you up with like a bright light in your face. I was like, so this is the first day you get your like blood work, I guess. They like take your blood. I don't really know. I guess they do your blood work, get all that stuff. And I got my blood drawn, and like again, you don't really have a say. You kind of just have to go with like literally they could just poke you with a dirty needle, and you'd be like, okay. So I got all that done, and then I had to wait a couple hours before first class. Well, you get breakfast, and that's still level 1, so I got the crappy breakfast, which I didn't eat. I think that like 3 days after I got out, I made like an updates video on my YouTube channel, and everyone's like, wow, you look so much skinnier. And I was like, that kind of like kickstarted my diet, because I was like not eating in there, because I just had a bag of chips the night before and wasn't gonna eat any of that food. So then I had to wait for the first class to start. So you go through a series of classes, which is good. It passes the time. I went through my first class, and they make you like, well, they don't make you, but you can talk about like why you're in there, and like on a scale of 1 to 10, like how are you feeling today? And I was just trying to get out of there, to be honest, because I wasn't trying to heal, because it was very clear to me from the beginning, the instructors they had in there were not like, I don't think they were like professionals or anything. You know, everyone was waiting to see their doctors. So the people giving classes weren't doctors. I don't even think they were like therapists. I honestly, the way these workers were, they were very much like very aggressive. Not aggressive, just, you know, you can just tell when people know what they're talking about. I feel like they did it. And like the way they were like handling certain people's stories, and I don't want to get into people's stories or anything, but I was actually in there with another kind of well-known person, I guess, and her husband killed himself like a couple days before, and then her son is the one who, oh my god, it was like such a sad story. Her son also as well, and it's an out there story, so I'm not like, you know, I feel like it's okay. I'm not trying to get like in her business at all. She was very sweet. We ended up talking towards later on in that day, but she was admitted herself, kind of same thing as me, like she was drinking and her family was scared and she got like 51-50, but it was a really scary story. And like hearing how she was like, hearing how they were like talking to her and like handling her situation, and also like what happened with their son and stuff, it was like really, you could just tell like something was very off, and it made me really scared about these places in general, that someone could take their own lives. And the way that they were handling her, it was just like, it was really like scary. And there was a couple other instances, like I said, I don't want to get in anyone's business, but just like things of like illegal stuff that people were thinking of doing, like people were still giving their thoughts of like dangerous acts to people, and you're just like, and they weren't really handling it. To be fair, maybe they told the doctors, maybe they make notes, I don't really know, but I just was like not comfortable sharing. So anyways, class gets over, and now you can kind of go, you walk down the hallways, you walk from the front lobby back, make phone calls. I try to make a phone call to my ex, and he picks up. I make a phone call to my mom, and she decides, I don't know, that her and my sister are going to come visit me that night, which I was just as excited to see them. But I was even more embarrassed to see them, because these are people that I've known my whole life and that I will continue to know my whole life. Like family, you're stuck with. They're not going to leave me. So the fact that now, like my ex, I was thinking I might never see him again. So it's going to be embarrassing. It's going to be hard to live down, but whatever. My family, I'm like, I'm going to see them. This is something they're going to remember forever. I'm going to remember forever. We're going to know. And we do make somewhat lighthearted jokes about it, but also like not so much, because it is kind of just touchy. But anyways, so they're going to come and see me that night on break. I finally get to see my doctor at like 3. He comes in late. Of course, my doctor would come in late. And he was really cool, really chill. I just told him the honest truth of what happened. And then he's like, do you want to kill yourself? I was like, no. He's like, do you want to live? I'm like, yes. I mean, maybe like a 5-minute conversation. I wasn't prescribed any medicine. You know, you get prescribed medicine in there if you need it. I wasn't prescribed anything. I wasn't diagnosed with anything. I think he's a psychiatrist if he's prescribing medication. So he's like, well, you know, we're going to keep you in here as a due diligence. So I have to stay there one more night. I was hoping I was going to be released. It was 3:30. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be released tonight. But I wasn't, and that's okay. So I have to stay so we kind of hang around. Now at this point in the lobby, right, you can only use the phone so many times. So yeah, people started talking to me. I'm not super social in a mental hospital setting. But, you know, if someone's going to talk to me, I'm going to talk to them. Like I said, I should have given that girl a more fair chance. I think just coming up and being like, I'm a fan, just kind of put me a little off. Like, oh my God, I'm disappointing. Oh my God, I'm embarrassed. Like, oh my God, I'll never come back from this. Like, it was just a lot. But anyways, we ended up talking. She ended up being cool and whatever. But then there was a gentleman that talked to me, and he was getting released soon. Poor guy, didn't really have a place to go. And you know, who knows whose story is what. I'm not going to get into details, but there was this guy, right? Really good looking guy that came in. Like, he said he came in voluntarily. He looked like he came in voluntarily. He didn't come in on a stretcher. He came in really cool clothes. Like, I literally thought he was a counselor. But no, he was a patient. I'm like, I don't really know if he's telling me the truth. Like, I kind of looked him up after, like, kind of just stuff he was telling me. And I was like, I think he just fed me, like, this whole bullshit story. And I was kind of like, oh. Because we were going to, like, kind of stay in touch. I don't know. Anyways, it was weird. He was really nice. He was like my confidant in there though, because him and then that woman who was also kind of like had issues, like, you know, her son and her ex-husband and all that stuff. So we all have issues. I'm not judging. I have so many issues. So okay. So they were kind of my little confidants in there. You know. So yeah, that was actually my saving grace. So even during like arts and crafts, like we would like sit together, and then it became like this little group, and it was so cute. So then I think it was her husband came in and visited her. And then my family came. And then the guy, the like good looking guy that like, he had no visitors, which I also thought was weird. I was like, it's kind of odd. because a lot of people had visitors. A lot of people didn't, which was like really sad. A lady had been there for months. And I was like, oh, it was like really sad. And also, how long can you stay in there for? I don't know. So my mom and sister come, and I get upgraded to level 2. Whoop, 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 going up. I get upgraded to level 2, so that means I get to go across the cafeteria. My mom and sister have to pay $5 to eat at the cafeteria with me. So they did. They paid $5 each. Food wasn't good. I had a bag of jalapeno chips my sister bought me in the vending machine, and I didn't really eat any of the food. It was tough. They came in a little early, so we got to sit in the little eating disorder area, like back there, because they weren't in there. So we got to sit where they were, the EDs, and talk a little bit. And like I said, that one was really hard because we've been through so much, and I knew we were going to stick together, and it was just kind of hard to face family, right? A boyfriend, you kind of don't really know where someone stands ever, do you, as a boyfriend? Like, you know, they could be together 20 years and they could surprise you, you know what I mean? Like, you don't really know. So with my family, it was just like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I feel like I let my mom down because she raised me. I felt like my sister looked at me in a different way. I feel like my sister always kind of looked up to me, and I felt like she kind of was looking at me in a different way. And this is all my perception. It was just really, really, really tough. I almost wish they hadn't come, and I almost wish I didn't call them, but I also didn't want them to worry that I like disappeared, which wouldn't have been too crazy to disappear for like 2 or 3 days. Sometimes I go that long without calling, but not posting on social. They might have, you know, thought something was up, so I thought I had to call them, but I almost wish they couldn't have just known, but I probably would have come clean anyways, and then they probably would have been mad that I didn't tell them. So anyways, I'm glad they came, and I'm glad they were able to visit me. Like I said, I wasn't expecting my ex to come, you know, and visit me all at nighttime. He has a job, he has a family. So they came and we spent time together, and then they had to leave, and it was really, 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 really sad. But my doctor thought I was confident to get out the next day, and that was giving me hope. So anyways, I go back to my room, and it's freezing in there. This woman's hacking once again, like literally hacking up a lung. I go, and to the bitchy receptionist that hated me from the beginning, I was like, hey, I'm trying to be so sweet, because like that's what you gotta do, you gotta play that game. I was like, hey, like someone's literally hacking in there, like I don't want to get sick, like is there any way I can move rooms? So I actually got moved into the ED unit, which only one other person was sleeping in that area. There was like maybe like 10 rooms, and only one other person was sleeping in that bed, and you can sleep here. And it was so much warmer and quieter. People still came and checked in on us, but it was so much nicer. I was able to get like a little bit of sleep, but those people flashing the lights, like I honestly was just like expecting the worst of that situation. So anyways, the next day rolls around, and I'm really upbeat. I see people getting discharged, and I'm like really excited for them. There's like a group of, there's like 2 guys that also seemed pretty cool, and they were cool with each other, and they were talking about how, like, their plans after, and they were like really excited to get out. And I was like, yes, love that. I didn't know them, but I was excited for them. And now I'm in a good mood because I think I'm releasing that day. So, you know, everyone's excited. We're like, we're getting discharged, you know. It's like that. It's like that last day of school. Again, I was only in there like, you know, 48 hours, but like, okay, it's a lot. So even in class, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to participate. How are you feeling today? I'm an 8, you know? And like, also like, yeah, I'm feeling this and this. So I'm trying to like play ball, so to speak. And also just, you know, give it all a chance, right? Like, did I learn anything? Did it help me? No. I think that's the main takeaway from this is like, I think mental hospitals need to have people and need to have resources that help people somewhat and not just give them medicines, because most of the people are on medicines and most of the people are zombies in there. And the teachers, they listen, but they're not, you know, you're not getting help or anything in there. And like some of those people really need help. And I could have really used probably some help or someone to talk to one-on-one or something, but I get it. It's also, I'm sure it's what, publicly funded or something. So I'm sure you get what you get, you know, but it does suck that there isn't better resources and help and also security. I mean, there was a lot of people who had history and incidences with people ultimately harming themselves in there. And that's also really scary, that you're not even safe inside of there. But anyways, so to the class, my doctor, we're in the second class of the day. It's like 10 a.m. And I see my doctor come in, and I got so excited. And he points at me. He's like, come here. And I was like looking around. I was like, oh my God, me? Me? He's like, yeah. He usually comes in at like 3:30, 4 o'clock. So this is like 10:30. I'm like, I'm stoked. I'm ecstatic. And he's like, asked me, you know, do you have a safe place to go? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes. I love my life. I want to get out of here. And he's like, okay, we'll start the discharge papers. At this point, you're free now. You don't have to go to classes. You don't have to put up with nobody's shit. So I'm really, really excited. I'm really, really happy. And I get to discharge. It takes about 2 to 3 hours to discharge. My little friend, the guy in the cool clothes, I was talking to him and I'm like, yep, I'm getting out. And he was a day behind me. So it's like, good luck. But he was really cool. I really like talking to him. And yeah, and then I just had to wait. It took a while, discharge papers, and you have to like meet with a counselor to be like, this is this, and this is this, and you can't own a firearm, and they tell you the whole thing. And I'm super stoked, and my mother comes to pick me up, bless her heart. And I felt so free. I felt so free. I was so happy. I have never appreciated my freedom more in my entire life. I have never appreciated my somewhat sanity. Yes, I have bouts of depression, but that's why I really wanted and needed to get a handle on things, because I didn't want to go back to that situation. And I know there's help, and like you have to like reach out. And also with May and everything being Mental Health Awareness Month, I think it's really important to know in general that mental health, mental disabilities, mental illnesses is nothing to be ashamed of. My own therapist has told me that like everyone has symptoms of mental disorders, and even if you are diagnosed with something, it's not permanent. You're not doomed to be a bipolar person your whole life, or borderline, or whatever the case is your whole life. Like you can get help and you can get fixed, and it's okay. It's okay to take medicines. It's okay to reach out for help. It's okay to go to therapy. It's okay however you want to deal with it. And you know, you can totally be functioning and not be a harm to yourself or others. And not only can you function, but you can also thrive and be healthy. There's a lot of successful, thriving, happy people that suffer with depression and suffer with mental illness. And I think, especially online, the whole you're this and you're that, and labeling people and judging people and scared of people because they have a disorder or something like that, like, you know, I think that all needs to stop and end. I think diagnosing people, one, is really harmful on the internet. I have major issues with anyone who tries to diagnose anybody, or even if you have symptoms of, that's not their responsibility. That's not their right. You know, that's not your right to judge another person's very, 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 very private matter. Like mental health is something so private. It's right up there with sexual health. You can't just look at someone and be like, they have AIDS. You know what I mean? Like, and also it's none of your business. You know what I mean? That's something so personal and so private that if people choose to share their stories to help or spread awareness or make it seem more of a norm, for me, I think I'm functioning, and I think I'm beyond functioning. I do think I thrive. I do think I have a lot of success and a lot of happiness and a lot of positive people around me and people that love me, and that I know I am capable of loving and being loved. So while maybe my intimate relationships definitely struggle, I can keep relationships and friendships with other people, and I'm working every day to get better. And while I'm working to get better, I'm also doing my work and doing my life. And at the end of the day, if you can just wake up, you're doing amazing. This may not fix everybody, but for me, if I'm really struggling, I just remember tomorrow's like a new day. I usually can wake up feeling better. And with each day, I say this with such conviction because I know it's true. I've been through so many ups and downs, so many heartaches of the intimate kind and heartaches of just life in the world and other people breaking my heart. But after pain, like, truly comes recovery. Like, every single day that passes, you do become stronger. And it's not even that you forget. You know, I think about things all the time, but sometimes the memories become faded, or sometimes the memories are replaced with better memories, or sometimes the memories do just disappear. You know what I mean? Sometimes when I'm in therapy, I like kind of think of something kind of triggers something. I'm like, I don't really remember that. And sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's good. Memories fade. Time heals all wounds. And even if you can't get forgiveness from people you've hurt or wronged, because sometimes that's so important, right, to get closure and forgiveness. Even if that they can't forgive you or they can't give you closure, Like, you should be able to, you have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself. And it's okay to feel bad. I've talked about this before. It's okay to feel bad. My therapist talked about this with me. It's okay to feel bad, because feeling bad is actually good. When you feel bad about something, you may not repeat that behavior, right? He put it into terms like, if we schedule an appointment at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, and I show up at 10 a.m. Wednesday and he's not there because he forgets to schedule in, and he's going to feel bad. He's going to feel bad, and he's going to do everything he can to prevent that from happening again. He's going to set double alarms. He's going to make sure he writes it down. He's going to like physically write it down. He's going to, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to feel bad so you know not to do that again. And I feel horrible about things I've done, especially in my last relationship. I feel horrible. And it's so weird because I never felt so bad before. I feel like a little bit, but then I'm like, oh, whatever, they deserved it. But this is like, I actually felt bad doing something to someone who's not so deserving. I'm not saying he's perfect, but you know what I mean? Like, stuff that I did. And I was like, and I feel awful, and I feel bad, and I feel regret and guilt every single day. And I didn't get forgiveness, and I didn't get closure. But, you know, talking with my therapist, he's like, it's fine to feel bad. It's okay to feel bad. He goes, you do have to forgive yourself, you know? You can't just be like, that's fine, not take any accountability, because you'll just repeat it again. He goes, but it's good that you feel bad, because you're not going to repeat this. And for the first time, I felt that. Like, I felt the actual sadness and the actual like guilt about things that I didn't feel guilty for in the past, because I'm like, oh, this person played me, or this person did this, or whatever. And I actually felt horrible, and I felt bad, and I continued to feel bad. And he's like, you know, and over time you do let that go, right? Eventually you have to forgive yourself, no matter what you've done, no matter what horrible things you've done, like, or said. You have to forgive yourself and feel bad about it so you don't repeat that in your future relationships or friendships or just in general. So just wake up each day. My manager actually said this to me. He's like, you know what? If you can just wake up each day, like, you're good. You're good. You're fine. If you woke up, you're fine. Whatever that day may bring is okay, because you're still alive. And I'm so thankful for every single day I have on this earth. And I have to remind myself of that. Like, why would I want to remove myself from this earth when my family's here, and my dad, my mom, my sister, my brother, they're all still here with me, and they love me unconditionally. And anytime I think someone doesn't, I have to remember, like, I have that core group of people that know everything about me and still love me. And I'm so grateful for my life. I'm so grateful for my life. I really am. And even times when I feel so alone, I really am truly grateful that I'm here. And I can't explain it. I don't really know why. You start thinking real deep, like, what is the purpose of life? Why are we here? I don't really know the answer. I don't know the answer. I don't know why we're here. I don't know why we're meant to live here. All I know is I'm grateful and I'm thankful. And that I want to live. And I hope that you want to live, and just know that if you woke up another day and God granted you another day, which He doesn't grant to everybody, He wants you here for a reason. And even when your time does come, I still feel there's purpose when someone's removed from this earth too. Like, they're going somewhere place better, or they're needed somewhere else. So whether you believe in God or the universe, I do think there's like a plan. I think there has to be more to life than just making money, right? Making money to pay bills. Like, there has to be more. And I hope you guys all know too that you're like worth it, no matter how bad you screwed up in life. You can have second, third, fourth, fifth chances, as long as you are protecting yourself and protecting others. Like, you can get all the chances. God is so gracious. The world is so forgiving. And like, every day is really a gift. And I know you may not know why or see why. I don't. But every day I wake up, I'm like, okay. And I do like my life. I am happy. Yes, I am lonely. But everything, there's purpose for everything. There's timing for everything. And anyways, that's my story, and I appreciate you guys listening and listening to me talk. I feel better to air this all out and give sort of an inside look on that. But yeah, what turned out to be a very lighthearted video turned out to be very, very deep. But yeah, this is a part of my story, which is kind of crazy. Like, this is something that is permanent and that I wish never happened. There's very few things that I'm like, I wish it had happened, like stripping and escort, like, you know, those things. I'm like, whatever, I'm glad they happened. They were fun, gave me attention, I met cool people, made money. This is something I wish would never have happened. It's going to be out there forever. People are going to judge me forever. It sucks because people judge me so hardcore with what I put out there now. And then I have this on top of it. But at the end of the day, I hope, if nothing else, I can lead by example that, yes, I struggle, but also I can live a happy life, and everything will be okay in the end, right? So, anyways, I love you guys. Thanks for listening. This became a story time. Maybe I can finally put this to rest, the whole mental hospital thing. It does feel good to let it go and move on, you know? I guess I'm very thankful for my freedom and for my life. And if nothing else, it taught me all that. So I love you guys so much. Love yourselves. Love each other. I'll see you next time.